My name is Miss Mimi and I'm so excited to have you here with me today. Today, before we dive into a story, I want us to think a little bit about adjectives, words that can describe how we feel, what we enjoyed throughout the week. So I want you to think back about your week. Can you think of one word that describes your week? One word that describes your week. I'm gonna do mine. One word that describes my week. I hope you're thinking, because I'm thinking. Fabulous. Fabulous. My week was fabulous. Fabulous. That's a great F. Fabulous, and a great F adjective. Do you want to think about other adjectives? We could even play a game, an adjective game, where we think of adjectives that start with every letter of the alphabet. So an adjective for A, for B, for C. Yeah, that would be a fun game. You can play it with your friends, your mom, your dad, your siblings. Yeah, so my week was fabulous. How was yours? What one word can you use to describe yours? Okay, so while we do that, I just want to introduce our story for the day to us. Yes! Today we're reading something adventurous. It's a story, an adventurous story about a boy named Jake. And the title of the story is Fearless Jake. Fearless Jake. Okay. Oops, my light's gone off. Just gonna fix that right now. Okay. Here we go. Jake had daydreamed just a little too long this morning. Do you ever daydream? Well, Jake does. He missed the school bus and now he had to walk. As he stepped out the door into the bright morning sunlight, his mother called after him. "Don't stop to play, Jake. Go straight to school." "Okay, Mom," Jake yelled back. "I'll run all the way." I'm gonna pause here and say this. As we listen to this story, I want you to think of all the adjectives we catch in the story. For example, bright morning sunlight. Bright is an adjective. So listen closely so you can catch the adjectives. But just past the end of the driveway, he skidded to a stop. A yawning canyon lay across his path. Jake gripped imaginary handlebars and revved his engine. Vroom, 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 and he leaped the ditch smoothly. Then he slowed for the applause of the admiring crowd. "Daredevil Jake performs the impossible," said the imaginary crowd, right? Here he is and his imaginary motorcycle. On the other side of the canyon lay the wildlands. Alert for danger, Jake marched bravely forward. Soon he reached the shore of a rushing river. Again, the way was blocked. Jake, the great explorer, frowned in thought. Huge waves churned the surface of the water. How could he get across without a bridge? Luckily, a giant log lay nearby. Muzzle straining, Jake heaved one end of the tree trunk into the water. He grunted. He pushed and shoved until the tree caught on the far shore. Then he darted across. Only his cat-like bellicose prevented Jake of the jungle from falling into the swirling waters below. Jake of the jungle. That's funny. Once on the other side, he smiled. Nothing could stop him now. Ahead lay the great desert. Jake plodded through the sand as vultures wheeled overhead, waiting for him to drop from thirst or hunger. Jake the cowboy shook his fist at them. "You'll never get me! I won't be bird food!" he cried. With a final burst of speed, he made it to safety of the trees. Now, all that lay ahead was the forest and the border. Ta-da-da-dum. The shade felt pleasantly cool after the heat of the desert. Jake walked slowly, enjoying the quiet. He stopped by a fallen log for a rest, but as he did so, he disturbed a snake, a deadly rattler. Jake jumped back in the nick of time as the rattler hissed past, its fangs just missing him. "Whew!" exclaimed Jake the woodsman. "That was close." There you see Jake and the rattlesnake. He hurried onward, deeper into the shadowy woods, as strange sounds whispered from every side. All at once, a shivering wail split the air. A yellow blur streaked past and shot up a nearby tree. A little kitten, green eyes wide, trembled on a low branch. Jake stepped toward it, but suddenly, a black form loomed up in front of him. Cold yellow eyes stared out from a long black face. A wolf! Its red tongue swept over its sharp white teeth, and it growled a warning. "Breakfast," it seemed to say. Do you remember another story that has a wolf in it? Can you remember? It starts with an R. No, it starts with an L. Little. Yes, I know you know the end. Great job. Okay. This photo is so funny. Jake jumped back, his eyes wide. He gulped and his heart thudded loud and fast as he prepared to run to safety. But could he really leave the kitten behind? Jake the mountain man took a deep breath and drew himself up to his full height. "Scram, you varmint!" he yelled, swinging his backpack at the creature. It let out a frightened yelp and fled, tail between its legs. Jake lifted the yellow ball of fur out of the tree and cuddled it in his arms until it began to purr. And when he put it down, it stared lovingly at him for a moment. Then it skittered away out of sight. Now the only obstacle between Jake and his goal was the border. Vehicles patrolled constantly in front of the fence, and the border guard carried a club. There was only one way across. Jake the spy decided. He will have to disguise himself. He removed his jacket and put it back on the inside out. He hid his secret papers in his bag and slicked back his hair. He was ready. Jake walks up to the border patrol. "Just going across for the day," he declared in his deepest voice. "No need to search me." The border guard lifted his club and Jake froze. Had he been recognized? This is Jake the spy. But no, the border guard actually held up his hand and stopped the racing vehicles so that Jake could cross. Once on the other side, he raced through the gates and into spy headquarters as alarm bells sounded. Safe! He dashed into his classroom just in time. Jake, the star student, knew it would be another exciting day. I am so in love with Jake right now. I love Jake's imagination, how he changed characters. Jake the spy, Jake the woodsman, Jake the mountain mountain man. That was just a fun way for him to get from his house to school. I mean, I found it interesting, did you? How many adjectives could you pick from this story? There was pleasant. There was bright. There was, quite a lot of adjectives. So today, one takeaway I want you to take away from this video is to go around and think of things that can best describe the things that you see around you. Words that best describe the things that you see around you. Words that will describe how your week is going to go, how your classes went. And let's see how many adjectives you can think of, okay? Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, to like, to share. And, watch this with someone and just talk about it. Thank you. Bye.